Hello, welcome back to the channel. Right, I've not posted for a while, probably a month or so, and I've reached 500 subs now, which is great and fantastic. Thanks to all those guys out there who are subbing, who are enjoying the videos. I thought what I'd do is kind of a way to celebrate and also to kind of push the channel forward a bit more is do a battle report. So today, this is Franco-Prussian War. It's French versus Prussians, as you'd expect, okay, with a few other forces thrown in, and I'll take you through what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm also using the rules for the Men Who Would Be Kings, okay, so I'm going to use the Men Who Would Be Kings rules. Now, this is a set of skirmish rules. They do advise that you base these units on individually, but mine are all based in twos because I want to kind of play a different variety of different games. So mine are based in twos, but I'll explain that really shouldn't matter too much, I think, throughout the course of the game. So I've taken the Man Who Would Be King's rules. If you don't know the rules, they're quite straightforward. They're really simple but effective. They're very similar to Lion Rampant or Pikeman's Lament, and they're published by Osprey. There's activation rolls for different units. Only with these, you don't lose your turn if you fail an activation roll like you would do in Pikeman's Lament. There are activation rolls to do different actions. There are several different actions. Actions like fire, move at the double, move is an action, close order is an action, skirmish, etc, etc. So there's several different things you can do in a turn. You can only do one thing. Different kind of troops, regular troops, irregular troops, tribesmen. I think this game really is intended to be playing kind of colonial wars. So, you know, British versus Zulus, British versus Afghans, etc, etc, all that kind of, those things. But I was wondering to myself, because I've been looking around for a while about what kind of rules could I use for Franco-Prussian War. So I've got a lot of Franco-Prussian War figures. I love the period. You know, it only lasted for a year, but a lot went on. There was a lot of battles and a lot of different changes, and also the weaponry, you know, the Chassepot rifle, the Dracer needle gun, you know, really interests me, and the uniforms look fantastic as well. It's got even more so than Napoleonics for me. It's got that kind of chocolate box appeal, hasn't it, of what you would expect a typical toy soldier to look like, especially the Prussians with their helmets. Okay. So I thought I'd use these rules for Franco-Prussian War. Now I made a few changes. So if you know anything about the French and the Prussians during the Franco-Prussian War, the French have the Chassepot rifle, which is an excellent rifle, probably one of the best rifles of the 19th century, well, easily the best rifle of the 19th century, right up until the First World War, which had better range, it had a quicker firing action, okay, even more so than the Dracer needle gun, which is also an excellent gun. So the French had the advantage of the Chassepot. They also used an early machine gun as well, which was the Mitrailleuse. Now, apologies if I kind of start pronouncing things wrongly. I don't don't speak French and I don't speak German, but they had a machine gun. So this was a little bit like the Gatling gun that the Americans were using in the American Civil War, and of course this was, you know, not long after the American Civil War, but, you know, less than 10 years later. So a little bit like the Gatling gun, 4-man crew and an early machine gun. So they had that. That was a very experimental weapon at this time. I don't think it saw much action, and to be honest, I don't think the French actually used it effectively and as effectively as they could. French also had units such as the Zouaves. Yeah, you may have also seen the Zouaves in the American Civil War. They went over, you know, the Americans also made use of these units, and they really were elite troops. They, you know, in the Franco-Prussian War, they fought to the death. You know, they refused to retreat. So in terms of Men Who Would Be Kings, I've given them elite, and I've given them fierce as well, to kind of show that. The Mitrailleuse is a machine gun, so it counts as a crude weapon. Okay. On the French side, I've also got some French line infantry, so they've got the Chassepot rifle, okay, and I've also got some Franc-Tireurs. Now the Franc-Tireurs were a little bit like the early French resistance. They were kind of almost a militia made up of different villages and towns who kind of got together. They did have uniforms. There was lots of different types of uniforms depending on where they came from. And in this, I have kind of given them. I've given them an obsolete rifle, so I haven't given them the chassepot. Although some of them would have had the chassepot. The chassepot is produced in massive numbers. So I haven't given them the chassepot. I've given them fieldcraft, which means they can go to ground. Okay, and so they'll be doing quite a bit of skirmishing. They're not great troops, so I've given them fighting 6 and firing 5+. Okay, and they were only 5 points. So they're kind of cheap troops to kind of throw into the mix. So we've got the Zouaves on the right hand side over there. We've got the mitrailleuse, and we've got the line infantry, French line infantry, and then we've got the frontier. Okay, we've also got a cannon, French cannon, okay, another crude weapon, piece of artillery, and I'll explain why this is being used in a moment and how this kind of fits into the scenario that I'm going to play. So this altogether for the French is 35 points in terms of man of would-be kings, okay, in terms of their points cost. So 35 points, which is quite a lot, because in the game they kind of say play 24 points. But the reason why I've gone for 35, I'm trying to push these skirmish rules a little bit, see if they can actually take and they can cope with big battles, because I like bigger battles. I'm not a massive fan of the gigantic Napoleonic battles, which is why I don't play Napoleonics, but I do like a nice large battle. And the skirmish games, lots of them around, absolutely fantastic. I play a lot of Baron's War, bolt action, stuff like that. But now and again, you want to see a few more troops on the table. So I'm kind of pushing it a bit. Right, with the French, I've given them all, apart from the frontier, I've given them all sharpshooters. Now you might say, hang on a minute, why have you done that? Well, I'm trying to account for the chassepot. So instead of extending the range of the chassepot, okay, beyond the normal 24 of a rifle, the only way I thought I could kind of represent the speed, the quicker firing action and the range is to give it a 5+ shooting. Okay, so make it a little bit more accurate. Okay, so the Zouaves and the line infantry all got chassepots, all shooting at 4+ yeah, 4+ with elite. Okay, right, on the other side we've got the Prussians. Okay, so here, okay, I'm going to take you through the Prussians. We've got some Jaegers, Prussian Jaegers. Okay, obviously irregular troops. They were regular troops, but in this I've called them irregular infantry according to the rules. I've given them sharpshooters as well. Okay, they're the only ones that I've given sharpshooters to. I haven't given it to the other Prussian troops. They're well armed. They've got the Dresser needle guns, and they are veteran. Okay, which will give them a well, I'm not sure what veteran does actually. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so they're veteran, but not fierce. Okay. Then we've got a unit of Prussian line infantry, okay, fusiliers, just your basic fusiliers. They've got the Dresser needle gun. They can move in close order, okay, so they can move in close order. They can use volley fire, but only in close order. That ups the firepower. And they're also fierce, okay, so they've got fighting 4+, firing of 5+, okay, and they are fierce. I've given all the regular Prussians fierce. The reason why I've given them fierce is because the Prussians, they were big guys, and in most of the literature and most of the pictures you see, they're charging over. They would not stop, you know, with the bayonets, and they just went for it. So, you know, they really were a significant fighting force when you kind of got hand-to-hand combat with them, and that was one of the reasons why they won. They wouldn't retreat, basically. Okay, in the middle we've got Prussian Guard, okay, the Grenadiers. Now, historically, the Grenadiers and the Fusiliers were pretty much the same. There was no real difference between the troop qualities. They just were called different. They were just called Grenadiers and Fusiliers, giving you different uniforms. But I've given them a slight difference here in that I've made the Grenadiers elite. Okay, so I've given them a better discipline. So they've got +2 on their discipline rolls if they need to make a pin roll or break or whatever. Okay, so they're the one. They are elite. Historically, they wouldn't be any different from the Fusiliers. At the back here, we've got the Bavarians. Okay, Bavarians. Right, so we've got Bavarians. Now, Bavarians, these were a Prussian ally. Okay, as a lot of the German states were. Now, the Bavarians were good, but they did suffer a little bit from. They didn't have the same discipline as the Prussians, and also they had the Powder-Wills rifle, which was a kind of a. Well, it started as a kind of musket, okay, from the early 19th century, and then it was slowly changed and adapted, and it did become a more usable weapon by the end of the 19th century. But they're still using it at this point, and so therefore they haven't got sharpshooters, okay, and they've also got the. Basically the obsolete rifle rule as well. Okay, so they're not quite as good as the other units. Okay, they can order go into close order and volley as well. So they are pretty much regular infantry, but with a lesser rifle. And on the other side, we've got another unit of Fusiliers. Okay, so same again. So 2 units of Fusiliers, a unit of Bavarians. A unit of Prussian Guard and a unit of Prussian Jaegers. So I've got 5 units altogether on this side of the board, 5 units of infantry. I've got 3 units of infantry on this side of the board. So the French are a little outmatched with their infantry, but they've got superior rifles. They've also got a machine gun and a cannon as well. So I'll explain the scenario to you in a moment. So at the back you can probably see a Prussian encampment. So the Prussians, they've got this little encampment here. None of these men will fight in the battle. Okay, it's just for show. And they have a commander here as well. Okay, I might turn him around actually so that he's more. Your face in the front, yeah, okay. Right, we've got the commander as well. So the scenario is this: the Prussians, okay, we're in France. Prussians are pushed well into France at this point. Then they're coming closer and closer to Paris, and they've set up a command position, an encampment, a hard point just outside a small village, okay, in the French countryside. Now the French are basically suffering. They cannot get supplies through with the Prussians holding the road like this. So they have approached the Prussian position with a cannon. So they've been pounding the Prussian position with a cannon as much as they can to try and weaken it. And they've also got the military the machine gun, okay, to also fire at the Russian position as well. So the mitrailleuse. So basically the objective of the French is to push the Prussians off this position, to retake this position, open the road up and allow them to bring supplies in to the local towns and villages. The Prussian objective really is to stop the cannon on the far side shooting at them. So the cannon could sit there all day long and destroy this position and pretty much all of the troops in it and around it, but the Prussians can't let that happen. So they have to push forward. They're going to have to push forward. They're going to have to try to take the cannon, destroy the cannon, and scatter the other French troops as well. So it's not going to be a simple case of the Prussians sitting back and waiting, okay, for the French to run out of ammunition. Okay, they will have to push forward. And we all know the Prussians, okay, very aggressive troops, as I've already said. You know, they want to win this war, okay, they want to unite Germany, you know, they want to prove themselves to be the masters of Europe, okay, and they are determined to do so. So that is the setup. So, in a moment, we'll go to the first turn, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi, welcome back. So, turn 1. Men would be kings, a Franco-Prussian War, French versus Prussians, and I'm going to roll for initiative. I know that in this game I think the defenders normally go first, but I'm going to roll for initiative this time. So, Prussians 6, French 3. So the Prussians have the initiative. So I'm going to allow them to decide whether or not they want to go first. And I think, being the Prussians, they're going to push forward. They're going to go first. So in Men Would Be Kings, it's a you go, I go situation, or that I go, you go. So I will activate, or try to activate, all of my units. Okay, and then my opponent, who is me, will try to activate all of his units. Okay. Now, different units also have something called free actions which they can do. So regular troops, which most of these are, or irregular troops, can fire or stand to, which basically means stand still and do not very much, or just stand and shoot as a free action. So they don't need to be ordered to do that, which actually, to me, makes a lot of sense. Okay, if you're being threatened by the enemy, you know, you're not always going to wait for the command to fire. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Prussian guard, and you know, as usual with the Prussian guard, they're going to go for it. They're going to push their way forward. They're going to try to get up this road, try and take out the mitrailleuse, okay, the machine gun, which is going to start firing at them as soon as the French player gets the opportunity to. So, Prussian guard, 2 dice, leadership role. Oh, by the way, every single unit has a leader, okay, with at this point, just to make it simple, they've all got the same leadership role, but they could have different ones. I've given the French 7+ for leadership, and the Prussians 6+ for leadership. And the reason I've done that is the French leadership wasn't that great, and that's one of the reasons why they lost the Franco-Prussian War. Okay, so they've got nice artillery, they've got nice machine guns, etc. They've got some elite troops, but not great leaders. Here we go. Prussian Grenadiers, 6+, 5. Ow, failed. Prussian Grenadiers stand still, okay, and do nothing. Okay, what the hell is going on with the Grenadiers? Okay, over on this side, Prussian Fusiliers, they're going to try and move up to the wall. Infantry have a 6-inch move in this game. They're going to try and move up to the wall. Oh my god, they fail as well. Okay, this is going really, really well. Okay, something's going wrong with the Prussian leadership today. Okay, Fusiliers on this side are going to try and move up to this wall. 6+. Oh dear. Fail, fail, fail. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if the discipline adds to the leadership rule for commands. It might do actually. I just have to quickly check that one. Why? 2 seconds. Let me just put the thing on. Okay. And just quickly check that rule. So they roll, and I've got a feeling that I might need to add their discipline to it, and if I do, then that means they will all have passed because they get +1 and +2. Okay. Let's have a quick look. No, it doesn't say anything about oh, it is modified, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't quite find it, but I'm assuming it is. Yeah, if you haven't got a leader, then you're modified by the unit's discipline. So I'm assuming that if you have got a leader, it's modified by the unit's discipline as well. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say that they all activated then because they're on a 6+. Okay. So let's move up the guard. So 6-inch movement. They're not going to clear that obstacle, and if you move up to an obstacle in this game, basically that's the end of your move. So this is a 5-inch move up to that obstacle, so they're pretty much going to be on the obstacle, okay, and that'll be the end of their move. Okay, so the grenadiers move up to the obstacle. Fusiliers over on the other side, they succeeded. They're going to move up to the wall. Okay. Now I'm keeping them apart because they're not in close order yet. I don't want to put them in close order. I want to keep them in open order. Okay, and so they don't have volley fire. They're just moving normally in open order. These guys also succeeded, so they're going to move up to the wall as well. Okay, 6-inch move. Ignore the cat. Okay, 6-inch move. Okay, so some kind of movement from the Prussians there. Okay, right, let's try and activate the Bavarians. Right, I'm going to give the Bavarians a 7+ leadership rather than a 6+. Okay, but they do have a +1 on their discipline, so that does make them 6+. Okay, and they rolled an 8. Excellent. Okay, so the Bavarians are also able to move. Okay. So 6 inches, we'll put them just behind the guard, but I want to kind of move the Bavarians over this way a little bit, so and get the Bavarians over to the side. Now, in this game, doesn't really cohesion. There is cohesion. Okay, you've got to be within 4 inches of your leader. All right, but in terms of, you know, the positions of your models and if they've got to be lined up and stuff like that, it doesn't really make any difference. And firing is 360 degrees as well. It's all the way around. Okay, so the Bavarians succeeded as well. So that's everybody on the Prussian side of the move so far. The Jaegers, they're also on a 6+. Okay, the Jaegers on a 6+. They've also got +1 discipline, so that makes them 5+. Okay, so 5+ Jaegers. 9, rolling 1 at the minute. Okay, Jaegers succeed. Now the Jaegers, they're going to move up as well, but they're going to try and get into these trees and start using this cover and start to try and skirmish the enemy. Okay, so they'll move up as well, but they're going to try and skirmish and move a bit more quickly. They're not going to hang around. So in skirmishing, basically skirmishing means you can move and you can shoot as well. So you can move half your move and you can shoot with half of the models in your unit. Now that's quite nice if you want to kind of activate and move around, get behind cover. And you can shoot either before or after moving. So that's quite nice. So you can move up to cover and shoot, which would be really good. Now I didn't do that with the Jaegers because they were 6 inches away from the wall. But next time, if I want to move up to a wall, move 3 inches up to a wall and shoot with half the models, I can do that, okay, if they want to skirmish. Okay, right, that's all the activations for the Prussians. They basically made quite a strong defensive position against the walls. I'll explain terrain and defensive positions as we go on. Okay, so French turn. Now the French really want to make a bit of a difference. Okay, they really want to kind of get rid of these the Prussian Guard pretty early on. So the mitrailleuse is going to fire. Now the mitrailleuse fires and they shoot. Basically, it's going to be 8 dice. No, sorry, it's 12 dice because a gun, okay, field gun and a machine gun both get 3 dice per man in the crew. Okay, and as the crew goes down, because the crew can be shot as well, you know, the effectiveness of the gun will be reduced. So they've got a 24-inch shot. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is easily 24 inches. Yep, it's probably 20, something like that. So they're going to shoot down the road at the Prussians. Okay, so the mitrailleuse, they're firing, and they need 4+. Okay, now cannons and machine guns both got 180-degree firing arc, which is pretty impressive, really. Most games it's 90 degrees, sometimes 45 degrees. 180-degree firing arc allows them to pick up anyone on the edge, but they're going to go for the best unit. They're going to go for the guard to try and kill them before they come down the road. So 12 dice, hitting at 4+. Now if I roll 3 ones, the gun jams and it doesn't fire. Okay, here we go. Oh shit. Okay, right, the gun is jammed. Okay, 3 ones, you can see there's 3 ones there. Okay, so the gun jams. So, but you know, we're talking about, you know, 19th century machine guns here. Technology is not that reliable. Okay, so on 3 ones the gun jams. Now that's quite interesting, really, in terms of rules, because the more you shoot, the more men you've got, and the more dice you roll, the more chance you've got of the gun jamming, which seems a bit odd to me, but anyway, we'll carry on with that in a moment. So the gun jams, so they activated, but they failed their roll. Okay, I'm going to shoot the cannon. Okay, I'm going to shoot the cannon at the troops behind the wall. Now, they're behind the wall. I'm going to call it hard cover. It is a stone wall. I'm going to call it hard cover. So the cannon shooting at the fusiliers. The cannon is the same. The cannon is also 4+ firing. It's also got 3 dice per man, so it's 12 dice as well. But it will ignore 1 point of cover. Okay, I'll explain how that works in a moment. So here we go again. And cannons don't jam. Alright, and they don't blow up. So here we go. So French cannon on 4s, shooting at the fusiliers behind the wall. Oh, look at all those 1s, my god, and 2s. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits out of 12. Oh my god, this is like 7th Son Martin Brooks style rolling here. If he's watching. Okay, right. Okay, 3 hits. Okay, so how do we do damage? So 3 hits is basically now if you're in open ground, 1 hit is 1 man dead. Yeah, okay. We're actually at long range with the cannon, so I need 2 hits. I'll just quickly measure the range. I'm pretty sure we're at long range, and if we are, then I'm going to need 2 hits to kill a man. Okay, let's put it on the fusiliers, the target. Okay, quick measure. So the cannon is 36 inches. Okay, and cannon is 36 inches. So yeah, long range, easy. Okay, 2 foot. Okay, so it would have taken 2 hits to kill a man. All right. Now they are in hard cover, which gives them another 2 hits per man. So long range and hard cover means I need 4 hits to kill a man. That's pretty tough going. However, because it's a cannon, it ignores 1 point of cover. So I only need 3 hits to kill a man. And I rolled 3 hits, so I kill a man. Okay, so one of those guys is dead. Okay, I'm going to represent that by using a skull marker. Okay, just going to use a little skull next to the thing, just to show that one of those guys is dead. And then when another guy dies, I'll take the base off. All right, so you know I haven't got individual base, so I'm basically doing that. So the mitrailleuse basically failed and jammed. The cannon was a little bit more successful, but only killed 1 man. Massively crap rolls from the French, and now we're going to try to get the French troops moving forward. So we've got the French in the trees. Now I'm just wondering if I should just start shooting with the Chassepot rifles. But I can't do that because the trees are in the way. Although they're soft cover, I'm going to stipulate that you need to be inside the trees in order to fire. So these are like little woods. Okay, if I spread them out a little bit, we can get the troops between them. So they've got to be in there in order to shoot out, but it'll provide soft cover if they're in there. So I'm going to have to move them forward. So French line infantry. Okay, 7+, but they are disciplined. So 6+, French line infantry to move them forward. Done it. Okay, so French line infantry, 6 inches forward. I'm just going to move them into the trees. Okay, I'm just going to move them into the trees so they can take up a defensive position in the trees. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. So, French line infantry move forward into the trees. Okay, cool. Right, so, nice little defensive position for the French line infantry. Right, Zouaves, here we go, these guys. Right, 7+, but they've got discipline of 2, okay. So 5+, they will activate. They're going to double move. They're going to go for it. Okay. So double movement at the double. That's a movement of 6 inches plus a d6. Can they do it? Yes. Okay. They needed 5+. So d6, 11-inch movement. Okay. Right. Zouaves, 11 inches over this terrain. So 3 is to there, and then another 9 will put them right on the edge. Another 8 rather will put them right on the edge of the. Hurrah! Huzzah! Vive la France! Vive la République! Okay, I like the guy with his flag. Cool, isn't he? Okay, right. So we're fighting. Well, what period are we fighting? Because the thing with the French and they changed leadership halfway through the war, didn't they? So they had an emperor, yeah. They had an emperor, and then they decided to. Well, they didn't decide. There was a bit of a revolution. They kicked the emperor out because they thought he wasn't winning the war, and they became a republic, right in the middle of the Franco-Prussian War. And the uniforms changed as well for quite a few of the French. So these really are kind of imperial troops. The uniforms did change later, so we are kind of talking we're talking about the empire at the moment. So Vive la Emperor. Okay, I don't know what "Come on Prussia" is in German, but I'm sure someone can tell me in the comments, hopefully. Okay, so that is Frankie, yeah, my favourite troops. Now these are my favourite troops. I love these guys. I don't quite. They're not very good, but they look brilliant. I just love their uniforms. They're very modern in the way in which they look. Okay, even more so than the American Civil War uniforms. I mean, and even more so than kind of Crimean or Boer War uniforms. They look like they could be French Foreign Legion troops from the end of the 19th century, start of 20th century. Okay, so can they activate? So they've also got 7+. Okay, they've also got 7+, and they've got 0 discipline. Okay, so no modifier. So they're 7+. So they just activated. Right, they are going to skirmish, which means no, they can't. No, they could. You see, they could skirmish. They could move and shoot at the. You can move through your own troops in this game, yeah, but you can't shoot through them. So they could move to the tree line and shoot. I can't get 3 inches though. 3 inches won't put me there. Okay, I'm just going to move forward. Okay, so I'm going to move everybody forward. Okay, 6 inches. Okay, here we go. It doesn't matter about things like cohesion and stuff like that in this. Okay, that guy's my leader. Vive la Emperor. Okay, maybe I should have put a little bit of gold braid on the top of his uniform. Okay. Yeah, we've all pretty much got that 6 up to there. Okay. Don't worry about movement, you know, necessarily. You know, let's just have a fun game. Try and get up. Right, that's all of the French activated. The French are pushing forward. They've got to destroy this position. They're making sure they're not in the way of the gun. The gun can keep firing if it can. The mitrailleuse, what a failure. And that's exactly what happened in the Franco-Prussian War. You know, the mitrailleuse, it was a good weapon. Didn't see a lot of action, and that's probably why, you know, it was unreliable. But it was a good weapon. The French didn't really use it as much as they should. Okay, so not a lot has happened in turn 1. A couple of failures there, and I'll be back with turn 2 in a moment. Okay, welcome back everybody. Right, turn 2. So first turn was a little bit uneventful. Well, I don't know, actually the mitrailleuse didn't fire, which was a big plus for the Prussians. The cannon killed a single man behind the Prussian lines in the Fusilier unit. The Zouaves are surging forward. Now I would say that, you know, they are going to be a real threat to the Fusiliers if they get into contact with them. And we're going to go to turn 2. So I can't quite find it in the rules, but I'm assuming that, you know, if it's you go, I go, then we turn 2, then we start again with the Prussians, because it doesn't make sense to roll initiative again, because you know, someone could gain. So we're going to go with the Prussians. We're going to go with the Guard again. So the Guard in the centre, they really want to get up this road. They could maybe go for move at the double. They're almost in, they're pretty much in range. Let's have a quick, they could be in range, but because they're the Guard, they really want to push forward and get into combat. You know, they've got their bayonets fixed and they want to get into combat. And a quick measure up of the range. Now the mitrailleuse has got 24-inch range, and so the guns are, they're well in range. Okay, so they are at long range. So they're at long range, they're shooting at the mitrailleuse. Okay, yeah, this could be not good for the French. Okay, so here we go. So you get 1 shot per man in the unit. There are 12 men in the unit. Okay, so 12 shots for the French, the Prussians rather. So the Prussian Guard, I need to activate. Oh no, they just shoot. Yeah, they get a free action. Yeah, they don't need to roll to shoot. They're just shooting at the mitrailleuse, and they're shooting on a 5+. Okay, so how many we've got? Ooh, I'll tell you what, my rolling is dreadful, isn't it? Okay, so 5 hits. Now 5 hits is, I think that is the end of the mitrailleuse, because you're shooting. Okay, the mitrailleuse has no defense, although it is a crew weapon. It doesn't have the advantage of being a gun. I think a gun gets 1 for cover, okay, because it's kind of big, heavy iron instrument, and I think that is everybody in the mitrailleuse dead. So it's 1 for 1. Oh, hang on, no, it's long range, so it's 2. Yeah, so each one of those kills 2, and then the extra 1 is gone. So the mitrailleuse is down to only 2 men in the mitrailleuse. So the effectiveness of the mitrailleuse has been reduced. Okay, so long range 2 hits. Yeah, so we're down to 2 men. Just stick a marker next to the mitrailleuse. Down to 2 men on the mitrailleuse. So it's going to take on longer to fire and makes them less effective. It's a little bit in light and bolt action where you get the -1 if you go down to a small team, if you are a bazooka or a mortar or something like that. Yeah, think of it like that. Okay, the extra dice is ignored. Okay, you've got to have the right number. So 2 hits. Okay, 2 times 2, so 2 men dead. So we're down to 2 men on the mitrailleuse. Okay, right, so the grenadiers have fired. The Fusiliers, I think the Fusiliers are going to fire into the woods at the French line troops. Okay, so the Fusiliers are going to shoot into the woods at the French line troops. Let's see what happens there. Okay, what's the distance? So I think we might be slightly closer. Okay, 16 is not, we need 12 for the rifle. Okay, so we're shooting, free action, they don't need to roll for this. Okay, gonna let you see how many they shoot. So it's 12 dice again. Okay, shooting at the men in cover. They're shooting at long range again, so they need 2 hits. Okay, and they're also shooting in soft cover, so they need 3 hits. Okay, per hit, so 3 hits per hit. Okay, so these are Fusiliers, so they're shooting on a 5+. Okay, so quite a few misses there. So 4 hits, so only 1 dead. Okay, they needed 3 hits because of the long range and the soft cover. They needed 3 hits, so only one dead. Okay, so again, okay, I'm going to put a little marker on the French troops just to indicate that 1 man in that unit is dead. Okay, when 2 die, I'll take off a base. Okay, so yeah, this is getting quite interesting. Okay, so the French shot, the Prussians rather shot at long range. Now I'm gonna activate the Prussians over this side. They're gonna have to try and take these Zouaves out before they get to them, because what they don't want is these Zouaves charging in with their bayonets at their unit, okay, over the wall. So they're going to try and shoot the Zouaves. Okay, so I think it's short range now. Short range, yeah, short range. Okay, it's base to base. It's not, you know, if the whole unit is in range and the whole unit shoots. Okay, keeping it really simple, so you're not fiddling about with exactly who's shooting. Okay, so short range, 12 shots. Fusiliers again, so 5+. Okay, draws the rifle. They could have gone into close order, which would allow them to do volley fire. Just thinking now, they go to close order. By the time the Zouaves get to them, they'll get a huge amount of advantage. No, I'm just going to shoot. It's more fun. Okay, right. I'm going to shoot 5+. Okay, Zouaves are in the open, so it's 1 for 1. Oh my god, look at all those 6s. Jeez. Okay, right. Lots of hits. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, battle could be over pretty quickly, I think. Okay. Did I say short range? 12 inches. I think I did. So, yeah, 12 inches. Okay. Yeah, 12 inches. So, okay. So it's 1 for 1. So short range, 1 hit is 1 dead. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 men dead. Now, this allows us to have a go at the pin rules. Okay. So the pin rule is that now we make a pin check. All right. Pin unit. Actually, I think we should have made a pin check when the others were losing single unit men as well, but I'm not going to worry about that now. Okay. So, test for pinning. So when you've been shot, basically you test for pinning. The losing side retreats half a move. Okay. Only with an attack action, not with a shooting action. Okay. But I think we do test for pinning with a shooting action, so we didn't do that for the other 2 units, but they only lost 1 man each. But this is much more significant. This is 7 men dead. Okay, so in order to test for pinning, this is a kind of the route mechanism in the Men Who Would Be King. Testing for pinning, we basically roll 2d6 minus the number of casualties, okay, equal or better than leader's leadership. Okay, and if we fail, they add a pin. Okay, so that's 7. Okay, so we're at -7. So the Zouaves are 7+, elite 5+. Okay, they're 5+, -7. I don't think they can do it, can they? No, they can't do it. Okay, modified by discipline. So yeah, so oh yeah, no, they need a 12. They need double. Yeah, okay, let's roll it then. Okay, so 5+. Okay, 5+. -7 is 11. Yeah. Okay. No. 12. They need 12. Okay, they need a 12 to make this. 10. Fail. Okay. They take a pin. Okay. So they've lost 7 men and they've taken a pin. Okay. So I'll take the bad guys off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh dear. That was pretty. And we'll put a marker just to show that one other man is dead as well. That is pretty devastating. And like I say, I've not played these rules before, so that will teach me in future not to charge a group of riflemen in a defensive position. Okay, so they take a pin marker. Now, pin markers add to your rallying. Okay, so if you're pinned and they have a pin, their only other action next turn is to rally. If you're pinned, you must rally. They are pinned, so their next action will be to rally. Now, they haven't acted yet this turn, but when they do, they will try to rally. Now, if they fail their rally test by 2 or less, then they will rout and they will be removed. So they could basically be off the board pretty quickly. So most people have shot so far. We've got the Jaegers. Okay, let's move these guys out of the way. They shouldn't be there. Okay. Back in the dead box. Okay, got the Jaegers to move, and yeah, we've got the Bavarians. Right, let's move the Bavarians. Let's try and get the Bavarians up into some kind of cover. Okay, so Bavarians again activating on a, because they're not quite as disciplined as the Prussians. They're on a 7+, but they've got +1 discipline for the unit, so 6+, so 7. Yeah, they do it. Okay, so the Bavarians have moved up. Okay, so move the Bavarians 6 inches. We'll find my ruler. Okay, 6 inches. 6 inches will just put them in front of that base there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, on the others behind. Okay, so Bavarians move up 6 inches. So nice kind of defensive position now. So it's looking a bit tough for the French. All right, unless they can start making a bit of a difference. Now you would have thought that the the Mitrailleuse, the machine gun and the cannon might have made a bit of a difference. Okay. Okay, so that is the Prussian turn. Oh, apart from the Jaegers, let's move the Jaegers. So so the Jaegers basically got to move. They're gonna do their skirmish thing. So they're gonna basically move 3 inches, and they are gonna go over this wall and shoot at the, I think they're going to shoot at the French line infantry over there actually. Okay, they're going to try and skirmish, so they're going to go over the wall. Now normally in Many Would Be Kings, if you don't have enough movement, basically when you encounter an obstacle, you must stop and then you must move over that obstacle next turn. Well, they can't all get over the wall with a 3-inch move, but I'm going to say they're over the wall anyway because they're a unit. Okay, So I'm going to move them over this obstacle. Okay, so 3 inches will put them the other side of the obstacle pretty much. Okay. Okay, so they're skirmishing, so they move and they can shoot, and they can shoot only with 6 shots. Okay, so only with half of their units, and they're going to shoot at the French line infantry in the woods. Okay, they can't even see, they can't see the Frontier, they're the other side of the woods. Okay, so 6 shots into the French line infantry. They are 4+ firing because they're sharpshooters. Okay, they're well armed, so they've got the Tracer needle guns. They're shooting, so I need to make a roll. Oh, actually no, I don't need to make a roll, do I? Because it's a free action. Okay. Hang on, irregular. Yeah, irregular infantry can just fire. Okay, so 6 shots, 4+ into the French. I need 2 hits. Hang on a sec, let's just measure the distance again. Okay, I think I'm probably within 12. No, I'm out. Okay, I'm long range. Okay, so, and they're in cover. So long range is an additional hit, and cover is another hit. So soccer is another. So I need 3 hits to kill a Frenchman. Okay, so 6 hits, should be able to kill 2 if I can. 4+. Yeah, 3 4s. Okay, so 1 dead. Okay, 1 dead and 1 and a miss. So I'm going to take off the back base and remove that counter as well. Okay, so put it in the dead box. Okay, so that's all the Prussians acted. So now, the Zouaves, they've got to rally. Okay, the Zouaves have got to rally. So, rallying unit must roll 2d6 minus its pin markers, modified by its discipline, equal or better than its leadership. If it succeeds, it removes its single pin marker. If the total is 3 or more, it's still pinned. If it's 2 or less, it routs and is removed. Okay. So, I'm looking at the leadership of the French Zouaves is 7+, but their discipline is +2, so it's 5+. Okay, pin marker is 1, so 6+, so I'm on 6+. If I roll a 3 or more, then pins, then I fail. Okay, so I need a 6+. Okay, yeah, I need a 6+. I got a 6. Okay, I was dead on. Okay, so luckily I removed that pin marker. Okay, that's all they can do this turn. They can only rally. Now, if I rolled a 5+, that would have been a fail. If I rolled a 5, that would have been a fail, and they would still have been pinned. If I'd rolled a 2, then they would have been routed. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so double 1 is bad, basically. Right, okay, so Prussian, French rather. Okay, so the French Zouaves have tried to rally and have succeeded. The cannon is going to shoot at the Prussian line infantry over there. Okay, so the cannon on 12 shots again. Okay, ignoring the 1 point of the hard cover. Okay, so cannon, 12 shots, firing a 4+, doesn't jam. Okay, and will ignore 1 point of cover. So it's long range still. Okay, so it's long range, so it's 2 points of cover essentially. All right, for the Prussians. Okay, so ooh. What do we get? Oh my god, really crap rolls again. Okay, so 4+ are needed. 4+. Can you believe it? Okay, look at all these misses. Oh my god. So a third of them hit. Okay, so with the cover, with the hard cover, and at long range. So long range would have been 2 hits, and the hard cover would have been another 2 hits. So it would have been 4 hits. Okay, but the cannon ignores 1 point of cover, so it's 3 hits. So it made no difference either way. It would have been 4 or 3. So I've killed 1 again. Okay, so the Prussians lose 1 of their bases. So I'll take the token off, take off the base. So the Prussian Fusiliers down to 9 men, and that's quite nice because that evens up the odds for the Zouaves. Okay, if they want to maybe get a charge in next turn. Okay, but they could be all dead by then if the Prussians shoot again. Okay, so the Zouaves have acted. The cannon has fired again at the Fusiliers behind the wall. Let's try and shoot the Mitrailleuse again. So the Mitrailleuse is down to 2 men, so 6 shots now. Okay, so it's getting a bit harder to fire the weapon. Okay, the Mitrailleuse is going to shoot at the. It's getting difficult, isn't it, for them? Okay, going to shoot at the Grenadiers again. Okay, 6 shots with the Mitrailleuse. 4+. 3 ones will mean it jams and doesn't fire. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. Ooh, okay, 3 hits. Now, I don't think that is enough because we're at long range and the Prussians are in cover, so I'm just wondering what cover I'm going to give them. It's just basically barrels and boxes. It's not a stone wall. I'm going to give them soft cover. So if I give them soft cover, that means they've lost 1 man. Okay, so a little bit of cheating there. So I'm going to say barrels and boxes as soft cover as opposed to hard cover. It's not a wall, is it? Okay, so the Grenadiers have lost 1 man. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, so everyone on that side is acted. So now we come over this side. So we've got the Frontier and we've got the line troops. Now the line troops are in the bushes now. They're in the trees. So they could shoot. Let's see what kind of range they've got. I don't think they're in short range of the. No, they're still out of range. Okay. Right, they're going to shoot at the. I'll tell you what, I need to make a pin roll for the Prussians, don't I? For the Grenadiers, because the Grenadiers just lost a man. So I'm going to make the pin roll for the Grenadiers. So the Grenadiers are they're 6+. Okay, they've got +2 discipline. So that's 4+, they've taken 1 pin, so 5+. Okay, so this stage is fairly easy. Once you've got only 1 pin on you, you're probably not looking at too bad. Okay, so if I fail, they will take a pin. Okay, so 5+. Okay, easy. 10. Okay, so they don't take a pin. Okay, right. So lost a man, but did not take a pin. So the French troops in there are going to shoot at the Grenadiers. Okay, they're still at long range. Now this is a bit of an issue for them. They could skirmish, they could move forward 3 inches and shoot at short range, but then they'd be out in the open. And that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? So we've still got 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 10 men now. Yeah, we lost 2 men, didn't we? The Jaegers, I think, or the Fusiliers shot and killed 2. Okay, so the French line infantry shooting at the Grenadiers. Okay, down the road. Okay, out of the trees, shooting at the Grenadiers behind the soft cover barricade. Okay, at long range. So long range, soft cover. They need 2 hits for each to kill 1 man. Okay, 2 hits to kill 1 man. They're on fire on 4+ with their chassepot rifles. Here we go. Okay, oh, it's not too bad. Okay, oh, it's not great though. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means they've killed 2 men. So they killed 2 of the Grenadiers. So 2 of the Grenadiers means that we take off a grenadier base. Okay, and we've still got 1 man dead as well. So the grenadiers have lost 3 men. That's not too bad. If the French can get rid of the grenadier unit, then they might be in with a bit of a chance, because that's the Prussians' best unit. They don't need to worry too much about the Bavarians. Yeah, could be swinging a little bit. Okay, so the Frontier are, I think the Frontier are going to do the same thing. So the Frontier didn't get into the trees. Okay, they were just short of the trees. So they're going to move into the trees now, and they're going to shoot the Jaegers. So they're going to move 3 inches, shoot with 6 men, and they're going to shoot the Jaegers. Okay, let's do that move now. They need to activate first of all. So they're trying to activate their roll. Now these are Frontier, so they're not quality troops, they're slightly less. They don't have any discipline modifier, so they're 7+2 activate. Oh, did it, 9. That's good. Okay, so the Frontier all move forward into the trees. So let's move these guys forward. Nice little unit here. Move that tree out of the way and I'll put it back. Okay, so the Frontier into the trees, getting a bit of cover. Also now at very short range. Okay, they're not quality troops. Alright, they should be a lot less than 12 inches as well. Quite easily. Okay, I love these models. These are from Eagles of Empire. I'm going with this bugle. Fabulous. Okay, right. Okay, moving up into the trees. Okay, put that tree back just to. Bent. I just bent his rifle. Told you they were poor troops. Okay, so Frontier in the trees. Okay, right, 6 shots at the Jaegers, trying to slow down the advance a little bit. Okay, the Jaegers are in the open. It's also short range, so no modifier for that. Okay, in fact, they're all within range, so this could be bad for the Jaegers. This is 1 for 1 now. Okay, so Frontier shooting on 5+. Okay. Yeah, let me just look up obsolete rifle, because that might make them 6+, or rather 6. No, only poor shots does that. Yeah, obsolete rifle is a shorter range. Yeah, it's not harder to hit. It's a shorter range, so it's 9 inches. Okay, so 9 inches short range for an obsolete rifle, and they're still in 9 inches. Yeah, it's the range, not the modifier. So they're still 5+. Okay, so 5+, 6 dice. Ooh, that's not good. I could have killed 5 Jaegers there. I could have routed the Jaegers. So that, I think that's a significant turning point in the battle. I think that is. That's a bit of an issue. Okay, so 1. They killed 1. Oh dear. So 1 Jaeger dead. Okay, we'll put a little skull counter next to the Jaegers. That was massive, because if they killed 6 Jaegers, that would have really done the same to the Jaegers as was done to the Zouaves over on the other side of the battlefield. Yeah, okay, so I don't know what to say about you guys. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Okay, they're my favourite models, they're not my favourite troops. Okay, so Frantier with 6 shots, 3-inch move, skirmishing with the Jaegers, shoot out of the trees and only kill 1 man. That is rubbish shooting. Okay, and that, my friends, is the end of turn 2, and things are looking bad for the French. Right, welcome back, turn 3. Okay, Franco-Prussian War. Now, I've realised I have made a rules mistake. While I was just having a quick flick through the rules, I realised that when a unit is hit with firing or fighting, then I need to roll a double 1. If they take a wound, I need to see if it casualty is the leader of the unit, and I should have done that with some of these units. So I think I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to roll for some of the units. So I'm going to roll for the Mitrailleuse. No. I'm going to roll for the French line infantry. No. Roll for the Jaegers. Oh yeah, Jaegers have lost their leader. Okay. So they are now leaderless. So without a leader, they don't get their they're basically they're 8+. Okay, they still have their discipline roll, but they're 8+ to shoot now. Okay, and then the guys in the middle, the Grenadiers, no. Okay, and Zouaves, they were shot as well, weren't they? No. Okay, so yeah, I should have rolled a see if I could roll a double 1. If I roll a double 1, you lose the leader. If you lose your leader, basically you end up shooting and acting at 8+. Okay. So here we go, carrying on, turn 3. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Prussians into close order. So they're going to move into close order. Close order means they can then use volley fire as a free action. Okay, which is not good news for the French. It does, however, I think, make the shooting of the cannon a bit better for them. Okay, it gives enemies +1 because they're a tighter unit. Okay, but I think the Prussian decision is they're going to sit behind this wall, they're going to move into close order, and they're going to try and destroy the French as they come in. So let's see what happens, shall we? Okay, so moving along the line then, starting with the Fusiliers at the far end. Okay, Fusiliers at the far end, they need a 6+, but they've also got +1 discipline, so 5+. Okay, so 5+ for the Fusiliers. Oh, they've done it. Okay, they're now in close order. So when you're in close order, simply move the units together so they're tight. Okay, so they're now in close order. Okay, Grenadiers, or rather Bavarians, are going to move to close order. Absolute fail. They're useless, aren't they? They're not actually useless. They just failed them all. Okay, so and the Guard, close order, easy for the Guard. Okay, they are now in close order. So this just allows them to use volley fire. Volley fire gives them an extra +1 on their shooting. It's not a big, to be honest, I don't think it's a big, massive advantage. I mean, +1 on a d6, and it's not too bad, is it? But it will just allow them to get that advantage with firing, but it does make them a little bit vulnerable because they're close together, they're easier to hit. So people shooting at them get +1 as well. I don't know. So, the Fusiliers on this side, ooh, they just made it, yeah. They had 6+, +1, 5+. Okay. I'm not going to deal with I'm not going to put the Jaegers in close order. Okay, they don't need to be in close order. So, the Jaegers are going to basically shoot at the Frantier, so they're well within range. They're not even going to bother to move, they're just going to shoot 12 shots into the Frantier. Okay, so the Jaegers, they are 5+ to hit. Okay, they might even be better than that, to be honest. They're 4+, Yeah, because they are sharpshooters and they're armed with a Dressler rifle. So they're 12 shots. No, sorry, not 12 shots. 11 shots because they lost a man. 11 shots into the Franc-Tireur, but the Franc-Tireur in cover. It is short range, so it's 2 hits per man. Okay. About 4 plus. Ow. Right. That's a 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That's 3 dead. Okay. Remember, extras just are ignored. So 3 dead. 3 dead. The 3 Franc-Tireur are dead. Okay. My little resistance fighters. Take 3 from the back. So 3 obviously is a pin roll. Now it's quite interesting that, oh hang on, let's see if the leader dies actually. No, okay. 3 is a pin marker. It's quite interesting that pin markers, I can't help feeling like, you should have more pins, really, because you can get rid of the pin. You get a pin, get rid of the pin, get rid of the pin, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so let's see how it works then. So, 2d6, so 2d6, minus the number of casualties equal to the leaders. So their leader is 6 plus, okay, because they are, they're irregular infantry, they have no discipline. Oh, they're 7 plus, yeah, they're 7 plus, because they're French, so 7 plus. So 7 plus minus 3 is 12, I need 12, okay, yeah, here we go, I need 12, yeah, okay, here we go. So I rolled a 5, so that's a 2, so that's rubbish. Okay, so they've got a marker, they've got a pin. Okay, puts a little skull thing on there. Okay, I'm trying to remember which are which actually. Maybe I shouldn't use the skulls, I should use something else. I'll put a skull on there for now just to indicate that. So the skulls in the other units are pins. Right, okay, so they've got a pin, so they've got a rally, okay, on their turn. They cannot do anything else other than rally. So the Jaeger shot, everybody else moved into order. So now back to the French. So the Franc-Tireur have to rally. So the Franc-Tireur are rallying. They've got 1 pin. So it's 2d6 minus 1. This is what I'm saying. See, what they could lose half the unit and still only have 1 pin marker. I probably need to read the rules again. I doubt very much if you get a pin per man. That's silly. The number of casualties just modifies the pin roll. But I suppose if you keep failing your rally roll and you keep taking casualties, you keep getting more and more pins, and that makes it more and more difficult. Because if they get another pin on a 7 and they take another 3 casualties, they probably getting to the point where they probably can't succeed. So 1 pin marker. So 7 plus. Okay. So with the pin, it's 8 plus. Yeah. So I need 8 plus. If I fail, okay, and it's 3 plus, then I'm still pinned. If I roll a 2, then the unit routs. Okay, here we go. So 8 plus to get rid of the pin, to rally. Oh, very nice. Okay, yeah. So they rallied. So the Franc-Tireur are no longer pinned. It's quite a good result for them. Right, the French line infantry in the trees. Ooh, what are they going to do? They're going to shoot at the grenadiers. No, they're not close enough. They're going to shoot at the Jaegers, because the Jaegers are now in short range, okay, and also in open order. But this is getting really difficult. I think partly because of the way I've set the board up, but then again, I mean, you've got to fight with what you've got, haven't you? You know, and this is difficult for the French. Okay. I'm not going to do the line infantry yet. I think I'm going to use the mitrailleuse again, against the grenadiers again. Okay. Just going to open the door for the cat. She's really loud. Okay. So the mitrailleuse, I think it's called, shooting at the Grenadiers. Now so the Mitrailleuse is now what, +1 because the Grenadiers are in close order. So this is basically a 19th century machine gun firing into a unit in close order. So think of close order a little bit like, you know, the square in Napoleonics. Okay, not like playing Napoleonics, but there you go. Okay, so Mitrailleuse 4+. There's only 2 guys left on it, so 6 shots. 6 shots are 4+. +1 because of the so 3+. 3+ to hit close order. Okay. Yeah. But we're still at long range. We're still at long range. There's some other measure. It's never going to change, is it? Yeah, we're still at long range with the Mitrailleuse. Basically, the Bavarians haven't moved into the firing arc of the Mitrailleuse, which has made it a bit difficult. So 6 shots, long range, 4+, needing 2 to kill a man. Okay, no, not 4+, 3+, 3+. This must be getting pretty close now. Okay. Ooh, that's a 2 and a 4 at the end. So, oh, that is 2 dead. Okay, so 2 more Bavarians dead. So I'll take a unit off, a standoff. Okay, so the Bavarians are down to 7 men. The Bavarian Guard are down to 7 men. So they must make a roll. So they could be pinned. I think in this game, what you want to keep doing, you want to keep trying to pin your enemy, and that forces them to make a rally test next round. So it kind of takes them out of the game for a turn. So that's quite good, actually. Yeah, if you can do that, I think that's the key. Take them out of the turn, take them out of the game for 1 turn while you kind of move up. Yeah. So here we go. So there's a potential that the Grenadiers will be pinned. So 6 is their command. They've lost 2 down to 4. Discipline is 2, so 6+. Okay, 6+, or they are. Yeah. No, hang on. Blah. Right. Discipline. 6+ is their command. Discipline is 2. Lost 2. Yeah, it is 6+. Okay. Oh, easy. My God, these Grenadiers. They're just too good. Okay, right. Okay, they are not pinned. Alright. So they are down to 7 men, but they're not pinned. Right, the cannon. Come on, cannon. Do some damage, man. Right, the cannon is shooting now. Now, the cannon has got 12 dice. And the cannon now is shooting into people in close order. So it should be doing quite a bit of damage. I've been rolling 14 dice. Right, cannon shooting. So the cannon is shooting into the. Who's the target going to be? You can see the Bavarians. I'm going to say that it can't see the Grenadiers because the trees are in the way. Okay. It's at a higher advantage point, but you can see the Bavarians. You can see the Fusiliers. It's going to shoot the Fusiliers. I need to break these higher quality troops, don't I? So 12 dice. 12 dice into the. 12 dice into the Fusiliers with the cannon. At 3+. 3+. Here we go. Okay, so that's a big hit. Right, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so they ignore 1, remember? Okay. The Fusilier's got 2 behind the wall. It's still long range, unfortunately. Is it long range for cannon? Yeah, it's still long range. So long range is 2. Hard cover would normally be, long range is another, it's 4. It would normally be 4, but it's 3 because cannon ignores 1. So it's 1, 2, 2 dead. Not quite, 2 dead. Okay. So the cannon kills 2 Fusiliers. Fusiliers need to make a pin roll. Okay, they're on a 6+. They've got +1 discipline, so 5+, and they've lost 2 men, so they're up to 7+. Okay, 7+ for a pin. Failed. Okay, they take a pin, so they've got to rally next turn. Okay, and they lost 2 men. They lost 2 men. Take a base off. Okay. And they are pinned. Okay, so Fusiliers lose another base, and they're now pinned. So this is actually making it a bit easier for the Zouaves. So when the Zouaves charge in, they might have a better chance of taking out the Fusiliers. Okay. Everyone else has acted. The Mitrailleuse. I didn't fire the Mitrailleuse, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, I fired the cannon, but I didn't fire the Mitrailleuse. I think. Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. Fired it at the. Yeah, I did. Fired it at the Grenadiers. Okay, I think that is everybody on the French side, apart from the Zouaves. Right, the Zouaves. Now, when you attack and you charge in Men of Ruby Kings, you can't do a double move, and you can't attack on a move. But what you can do is you can attack, okay, and try and move into the attack. Now they're too far away because it's 6 inches movement, okay, and so they can move. So what they could do, they could half move, they could skirmish, they could half move and shoot, because they've got the advantage of the +1. They're gonna the Fusiliers have the cover, but they won't. Yeah, I'm going to say they can half move and shoot. I'm going to ignore, these are ploughed fields, but I'm going to ignore terrain at the moment. Okay, so they're going to be half moving, so I'll get them off the hill. Okay, and put them into a better position for charging in next time. They're going to skirmish, so they're going to half move and then they're going to shoot, and then they can move and then charge next time. Okay, half move and shoot. So 3 dice for the Zouaves. Okay, 3. Oh, hang on, I need to activate them first. Yeah, activated. Okay, 3 dice for the Zouaves. Shooting. Okay, they are at 4+. The close order Fusiliers gives them 3+. The wall, okay, only makes a difference when they are taking casualties. So 3+. That's a good time to be shooting. Okay. Can you believe it? 1 hit, and that's not enough because the Fusiliers are behind a wall. So I need 2 hits for each hit. Okay. That's a big problem, right? Zouaves have just, okay, if they'd done that, if they killed, right, I needed 2 hits, so I needed to kill 1. I could have killed at least 1 guy. That would have evened up the troops then. That would have been 6 on 6, and the Zouaves would have won that in a straight fight. Okay, because they're tougher troops. That's a real shame, isn't it? They're on 7 though. Okay. Yeah, they're on 7. They're on 7. They're on 7. They're on 9. 11. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. That is the end of turn 3. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play 1 more turn, just to see what happens. But I think at the moment the Prussians are basically holding out, and it's going to be a Prussian victory. But we'll just see what happens, because I want to see what happens over there with the Zouaves. I want to see what happens on this side with the Jaegers and the Frontier. I think I should have probably moved the Mitrailleuse a little bit closer. Okay, I haven't made a good advantage of the gun, although it's not been too bad, has it? You know, but I think the fact that the Prussians are all dug in behind these walls has been a bit of an issue. Okay, right, that's the end of turn 3. Hi, welcome back. Right, turn 4. Now, this is taught me quite a lot playing this game so far. This is the first time I played the Man Who Would Be Kings, and yeah, I think there's a few things that I probably wouldn't do next time I play or do a battle report, but I'll do a bit of a summing up at the end. Okay, so where were we last time? Well, the Prussians are really kind of entrenched really in this line of defensive positions at the back behind these walls. Probably shouldn't have put these walls in there, but my intention was that the French move up and use the walls as cover when they're assaulting the Prussian encampment, but that didn't happen. Okay, we've got the Zouaves trying to get in, run in basically to assault the Fusiliers. I think they might actually get there, although the Fusiliers are now in close order. Most of the Prussians are in close order, apart from the Jaegers, and the Bavarians are still in open order. On the French side, the Franciaires have taken some casualties. They've taken two or three casualties. The line infantry, French line infantry, have taken 2 casualties and are still holding out in the woods. The mitrailleuse has taken 2 casualties and become less effective. And the cannon has been fairly effective actually in trying to break down the Prussian defence. Now, maybe if I was playing this game and there was no time limit on it, I would probably pull back the French infantry and just pound away with the cannon, but there isn't time. So I'm going to do one more turn. We'll see how this turns out, and I'll make a decision at the end of this turn whether or not I'm going to carry on. Okay, so carrying on with the order of things. So Prussians go first. We'll start, I think, with the Jaegers. Okay, now they're in a good position. Okay, they don't really need to move and shoot. They're going to stay where they are. They're all within 12 inches of the Franciaires. Yeah, easily within 12 inches of the Franciaires. So they're going to shoot 12 shots into cover at the Franciaires. Okay, again, try to kind of break those guys down, and let's see what they need to hit. Okay, so Jaegers shooting into the Franciaires, 12 shots, 4+, short range, yeah, 4+. Okay, sharpshooters, here we go. Ooh, okay, so got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. That's not great, is it? Okay, 4 hits means that is remember you need an additional hit because they're in cover. So that's 2 dead. 2 dead for the Franciaires, and 2 dead means they need a pin roll. Okay, they're 7+. They've got no discipline modifier. They're 7+. They've lost 2, so they are 9+. Okay, or they receive a pin. A 6. So they receive a pin. They lose 2 men, receive a pin, and their commander is still alive. Okay, so the Franciaires are on a pin. Franciaires are on a pin, and they lose 2 men. Okay, 3, 6, 7. They're down to 7 men in the woods there. Okay, so next unit is going to be the Prussian line infantry. Okay, who are going to shoot. The Prussian line infantry. They're going to shoot at the. They're going to shoot the Franciaires as well, because I think they are now at short range. Yeah. It's close, but if it's unit to unit, then yeah, they're in short range. So Prussian line infantry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shots. Okay, I thought they'd lost one actually. No, maybe not. Okay, 12 shots into the Franciaires. Same shooting pretty much as before, and this time they need, I don't think they're, no, they're 5+, yeah. So 5+ this time. So 12 shots, 5+, into the frontier, needing 2 hits to kill a man. Remember the frontier are pinned already, so they could receive a second pin. Here we go, 12 shots, 5+. Ooh, okay, that's not good for the frontier. Oh, okay, that's another 2 men. Okay, so 2 more men dead. Okay, frontier need to make another roll, so another at 9+, and they fail, so they take another pin. So they're now on 2 pins. Does their leader die? No. Okay, so frontier are now on 2 pins, and they've lost, I'm trying not to take the bugler off, they've lost 2 guys, and they're down to 5 men. Now I'm trying to remember, there's something about, they've got half a unit, but I don't think, no, I think I'm thinking of half strength units in Lion Rampant actually. But that's bad for them, because this turn they need to make a rally roll now, or they're gone, and they've got 2 pins on them. So that's going to be a rally roll of 9+. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be quite hard. Okay, so Jaeger shot, light infantry shot, the grenadiers. Oh, actually the light infantry, because they were in closed order, they should have had a +1. Okay. The grenadiers are going to shoot. Right, the Mitrailleuse is just not doing anything at all. So the grenadiers are going to shoot at the line infantry in the woods. Okay, so the grenadiers shooting at the line infantry in the woods. The grenadiers are getting volley fire, so they're in close order. So they're getting +1. Ah, no, they can't shoot because they are not at short range. They can only shoot volley fire at short range, and they're too far away from the. I think what they're going to do is I'm going to move them. I'm going to move them forward. I'm going to command them and get them to move forward, because the French are kind of falling apart. So why not? Yeah. So to move the grenadiers then. 6+, discipline 2, 4+, 7. Yeah, so the grenadiers are going to move forward. Let's move the grenadiers down the road. Okay, so 6-inch movement over the top of the barricade, so they come out of close order. Okay, so come into here. So that is right. So now just split them apart slightly, just to show they're not in close order anymore. So now, grenadiers, 7 grenadiers, okay, remember, and I'm coming down the road, okay, which is what they wanted to do at the start of the game, okay, but now it's a better situation because the French are pretty weak now after all of that. Okay, so, grenadiers coming down the road. What are they doing? The Bavarians? The Bavarians aren't in close order at all. I think the Bavarians could. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get the Bavarians to shoot the Zouaves. Okay, so the Bavarians shoot at the Zouaves. That's a bit cheeky because those line infantry, the Prussian line infantry, have been doing all the damage on the Zouaves. So just imagine if the Bavarians managed to see the Zouaves off. Yeah? Okay. At least the Bavarians have got nice uniforms, haven't they? And a very nice flag. Okay. So, Bavarians on Zouaves. Okay, it's 12 dice again. 5+. They don't need to roll to fire. Remember, firing is a free action. Okay, 5+ for the Bavarians. Oh, okay. I think they've done well. I think they might have done it. I think that's it. nearly. Okay, 5 hits in the open. Was it less than 12 inches? Yeah, it's less than 12 inches. Unit's a unit. That's 5 dead. 5 dead Zouaves. That's a roll at -5. Zouaves are pretty tough, remember, they're elite troops. So they are 7+, plus 2 discipline, 5+, 5 dead men, 10+. Yep, 10+ for the Zouaves. 6 failed. That's a pin. So the Zouaves are pinned as well now. Okay. The Zouaves also pinned and lost 5 men. So they were decimated. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, I mean, they've only got 1 pin. There's no penalty for, like there is in some games, losing half of your unit. I mean, they're down to 1 man. It's basically the guy with the flag, and they've got a pin on them. So I'm just thinking that not seems to be much of a penalty if you kind of lose most of your units, or most of the men in your unit. So yeah, that's maybe one. Maybe I missed it in the rules. Tell me below if I have, and or maybe it's something that needs to be house ruled. It just feels a bit weird. You can run around with 1 man left, but it is a skirmish game, so maybe that's it. Okay, so the Bavarians have shot the Zouaves. Okay, the Southern Line infantry are going to shoot the Zouaves as well. I mean, down to 1 man. They only need to do 1 hit on them now. Pretty simple. Okay, pretty easy. We've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 shots. Actually, no, yeah, 7 shots. At 5+. Okay. 7 shots at 5+. 2, so dead. So the Zouaves are gone. Okay, and shoot the Zouaves off the board. Okay, so that was a bit crazy, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, so the poor old French elites are gone. Okay. Right, so turn 4 is turning into a bit of a bloodbath for the French. Frontier are nearly gone. Zouaves are gone. Best unit. The Grenadiers are now in range of the mitrailleuse, but probably not. It's probably not going to do enough damage to kill them. Cannon, not too bad, the cannon, but no use on its own. Okay, and the line infantry just sitting in the trees. Let's see if we can make a bit of a difference in shooting at the guard as they come down the road. Okay, the Prussian guard. Okay, let's see what difference it makes. Okay, right, so we'll start with the Frontier. They've got a rally now. Okay, Frontier have to rally. They can't do anything else. That's their action. Okay, so we need to make a rally roll. In order to rally, they basically have a 7+ on their leadership roll. Minus their 2 pins, they've got no discipline, so they are 9+ to rally. Okay, if I fail, then they stay the same, they're still pinned. A 3, so that's not bad because at least it's not a 2, so they're still pinned. They remain pinned, they don't lose any pins. Okay, they just sit there basically. The French line infantry in the woods are going to shoot at the Prussian Guard. Okay, French line infantry, and there are 2, 4, 6, 10 of them. So 10 shots into the Prussian Guard. Okay, 10 shots into the Prussian guard. At 4+, remember they've got the Chassepot rifle, gives them 4+, and they should be in short range at this point, so this is the same situation, yep, same situation as the line infantry on the other side shooting at as well. So let's see what we can do. 4+. Oh, that's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. That is pretty good. Pretty good shooting. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 dead. 6 guard dead. This is what happens when you come out in the open in this game. So that is most of the guard. That's all the guard, in fact, apart from one. That's just one survivor. They only had, because that counts as one man, so it's 2, 4, 6, 7. I've just killed 6, so they're down to the last man. Okay, they've got 1 man left in the guard unit. It's just the commander and the guy with the flag. Okay, big bushy beard. Right, okay, so they need a roll. They need to make a roll of, there are 6 men, -6. Their discipline is quite good though, it's 6 and it's +2, so it's 4, so 10+. Should have been 4+, lost 6 men. 10+, or they take a pin. Now this is the thing, see, I might need to read through the rules again, but I reckon if you're down to 1 man, 1 pin isn't going to make much difference, because you're going to rally next time at a -1. Surely you should rally, should be a much more significant problem if you've lost half of your unit or you're down to 1 man. But I couldn't see anything like that in the rules, so I'll have a quick check through for when I play again, but for now, yeah. So here we go, 10+, 5 failed. Okay, so they're on a pin now, so they're on 1 man and they're on a pin. Okay, so we'll just remember they're on 1 man, and that can represent the pin. Okay, so at least a pin, which means they've got to rally next turn. Okay, they have to rally. Ah, hang on a minute. I need to roll to see if their leader's killed. 3, no. So it's just the leader left for the. Okay, so the Prussian, the French line infantry with the Chassepot rifles shooting into open ground was pretty good. So the Prussians really didn't need to attack, did they? So I think what I'll do is, so the Mitrailleuse is next. The Prussians have to rally, so they can't act again next turn. The Mitrailleuse is going to shoot into the Bavarians. Yeah, the Mitrailleuse from the road into the Bavarians. Now the Bavarians are going to get cover, but why not? Oh, the Bavarians are, yeah. Although if the Mitrailleuse shoots at the line infantry, the Prussian line infantry, it's going to get +1 because they're in close order. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at the Prussian line infantry again. It's long range, but it's still a good shot, and it's 6 dice. Okay, so the Mitrailleuse from the other side of the road shooting at the Prussian line infantry. Okay, 6 dice, needing 6 dice, needing 4 +1 because of the they're in close order. Okay, so that's 3s. I'm going to have to go through the wall, of course, so they're going to get. It's going to take me 2. Oh, it's going to take me a lot. In close order, 2. Yeah, it's long. It's going to be 4 hits. It's going to be 4. It's long range and hard cover. It's going to be 4 hits to kill one. Okay. I just wondered if the Bavarians would be a better shot. It's the same situation. It's still long range. No, why not? Let's go for it. It's that hard cover. It's a nightmare. Right, here we go. 6 shots. Oh, right, so what we got? 3+, remember, so 3 hits. No, I need 4 hits. I need four hits in order to kill one. And I don't... Yeah. And if I didn't roll 3 1s, so it didn't jam. Hard cover, long range, 4 hits. Yeah. Even with a machine gun. I'm thinking a machine gun needs to have a better range. Better than a rifle, maybe. I don't know, machine guns tend to have a shorter range. But maybe it needs to go through the cover. Okay, anyway. Right, so that was very unsuccessful. So we're going to go with the cannon, which is our final unit. Okay, cannon shooting again at the guys in cover. There's no other targets. Okay, so the cannon is still on 12 shots. Cannon on 12 shots. 4+, 3+ because the infantry are in close order. And it's going to be 2 hit. Yeah, it's long range still. It's going to be 4 hits per man again. So realistically, if I can get everyone hit, then I'll kill 3 men. But there you go. Okay, here we go. 3+. Close ones. Right. Oh, that's a real shame. It's a real shame it's not 8. 7, not 8. 1 dead. Okay, they don't count. It's got to be 4. So 1 dead. Okay, that counts as 1. So that's another base off. So they're down to 6 men. They're down to 6 men. They're down to just the leader. They're still on 12. They're still on 12. They're still on 12. Okay. So that is the end of turn 4. Okay. Right. I'm just wondering whether to do another turn because we're in an interesting situation where the guard have been destroyed in the centre. The Prussians on this side are sort of losing their position a little bit because we've got the Prussian line infantry here, but the cannon is pounding away at them. Somebody's got to take that cannon down. If they sit behind this wall and don't do anything, then they will all die eventually because the cannon will just kill them all eventually, depending on how many turns we go. So they've got to move forward, they've got to charge. So that's the Prussian position really, is they do have to move forward and charge. Whereas the French probably shouldn't be coming forward now. The mitrailleuse is easily going to kill grenadiers. The line infantry in the woods are in quite a nice position, although they haven't got as much cover as others and they're still at long range. Okay, interesting. Okay, right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it there. 4 turns, right? So 4 turns, and I think lessons learned. And what have we learned in terms of lessons in terms of this game? I think you need to close to short range if you can. Yeah, you definitely need to try and get into close range. Okay, which is half distance for your rifle, so that's 12 inches for a rifle, 12 inches for the machine gun, 18 inches for a cannon. Okay, you want to try and close. Okay, the French couldn't close close enough in order to do any real damage. They didn't have a lot of good cover. They only had the light cover of the trees. Okay, whereas the Prussians had really good cover. They were lined up behind this wall. I think I made a big mistake in giving the Prussians so much cover. They haven't got as good rifles as the French, yeah. So, but I did make the mistake of giving the Prussians such good cover. So if I hadn't done that, then the French might have had a bit more of a chance. So if I played this again, I will play it again, I will change the cover situation. So I will basically give a combination of light and hard cover to both sides, so one side isn't disadvantaged. I'll make sure that the French have more even forces, because the Franc-Tireurs aren't that great. Okay, they're not the same as the Jaegers. The Jaegers are much better. Just because they're skirmish troops doesn't mean anything. Franc-Tireurs are not as good as Jaegers. I'd have more line infantry, more French line infantry. I'd use the Zouaves again, but I probably wouldn't charge the Zouaves in until later on, because what the Zouaves should have done was shoot up the Prussians with their chassepot rifles, and then they should have charged. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. One last look at the battlefield. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll definitely play the Many Would-Be Kings again. I think it's a really great rule set. The Prussians, obviously, they live to fight another day. Very nice defensive position. So they hold on to the blockade around the town, and the French just could not break through that Prussian line. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe. I noticed that about 80% of people who watch these videos don't subscribe, which is really surprising. I get that on the analytics, of course. Okay, so please subscribe. Hit the little bell button as well, so you can keep up with what I'm doing. I will be posting another video this week. Okay, later in the week I'll do another video, bit of a hobby update, maybe on the Romans and the Gauls, and just kind of reinvigorate the channel a little bit. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Take care, and happy Valentine's Day.